Namaste. Good morning. Blessings. It's good to be here once again with each of you here on Humanity Healing. I'm live now. Here we go. Blessings, everyone. It's an amazing day here in the southwest coast of Maine. We've been through a heat wave, but it seems to have tapered off a little bit, which is much more comfortable than it has been the past few days. I hope that wherever you are, uh, you're safe, you're doing well, and that each of you are looking forward to something new in your life. So, with that said, today's topic is one that came from a word that I awakened with this morning as I was rambling and sort of seeking through my guides what I was going to talk about, which is my normal pattern. And the word enabling and enabling kept coming up, enabling. And I was remembering my stepdaughter said to me, don't become an enabler for her mother and my beloved Barbara. She has Parkinson's, and my stepdaughter knows what an enabler I can be to people. And I don't do it to take away their power. I do it because I care and because I want to help and be assistance to each other. But there is a line where all of us overstep that enabling. And many of us refer to enabling as negative. We're enabling people to continue bad habits or to think bad thoughts. So when I thought about it, I realized that, wow, um, there's a lot of enabling going on in the world right now that we can certainly live without. So the title is Positive Enablers. And I'm sure many of us never thought about being a positive enabler. The meaning of that is really something that we can do without overpowering somebody else. Is what we do is we just assist. It's give a hand, give a loving thought, some kindness, some compassion. And in many ways, we can do it without a whole lot of fuss. It's very simple. It comes from peace, it comes from light, it comes from love, which is who we truly are when we let go of the human mind that says, I got to do this, I got to do that, it's got to be this way, it's got to be that way. The rules and regulations of humanity. And we come back into our spirit, angelic self. So, as myself, many of you have been enablers in negative ways, and people have been enablers to you in negative ways. So, you understand that. In the emotional challenge or situation that you are going through, you are either still in that or you have moved through that. So you know that there's always a solution to a problem if we choose to really seek it. And it's really about letting go of fear is really what it all is about. It's really about letting go of fear and coming to realize that fear is a tool that allows us to take heed of something happening that is not in balance with who we are and our physical and health, etc. So take a deep breath, everyone. Good morning. I'm not seeing anybody on the sidelines, but that's okay. Bless you all. I know you will be here. And if not, then we'll continue this and you can catch it later. The interesting thing of today's talk was for me to go through my own uh, years of enabling others negatively, of my own being enabled to be negative, and said, how do we shift it to positive? How do we see it as a positive enabling? And it's really about us helping others let go of their fears. It's really about us uh, hoping that other people in our lives will become the true person that they really are, the one that they came into physical body here on planet Earth to be and do, but have been held back, or um, their self integrity has been challenged, or their self will or admiration has been destroyed. It doesn't matter how that occurs. What matters is that it exists, and it exists at this sub level within us that arises in moments of decision when we need to make a decision. And then we come back to the word trust. Why don't we trust ourselves? Well, again, we've been enabled, we are enablers, and we've forgotten that we have a sovereignty, a being of self that is undeniably ours. That no matter what anybody does to us, or teaches us, or forces us to do, that real true self is always in our hearts. And this is, as all my talks are about the heart, it's just coming back into that heart space and knowing that we can not only be free of fear and danger, but we can look at it as an opportunity to do something differently, to react in a different way. So, as we all know, that our world today has become a place of mistrust, and mistrust on major levels. It's not just simple, easy things. Everything is come to a place of, do I trust what that person says? Do I believe this? And we keep questioning our own validity as to why we're here and what we have to offer. So, this fear based separation that has intensified over the past few years, especially with the COVID and now with the political disarray around the world, uh, and the financial crisis around the world, all of these things are playing into this fear based economy and this fear based way of living. And we may not be consciously aware of it, but we will notice that there are times within us where we're fine and everything is happy. And then all of a sudden it starts to shift into negative thinking. You start to mistrust people. What did that person just say to me? Is it real? Is it not real? And can I trust them? So our inner self, our heart, is now receiving misinformation, disinformation, energies that are no longer in balance with our natural beingness. And this is creating darkness. And of course, I'm always about peace, light, and love. And the peace, light, and love is what I offer to people who I talk with and I engage with and I, you know, actively participate with. We all can go into that dark space. We all can replay the enabling and the misunderstandings of our lives. The time right now is really being called to us to take a look at that, to take a look at that without fear and know that we're guided and we're guarded on a higher level than we've actually even learned in all of the teachings that we've been taught from different religions, different philosophies, etc., different sources of wisdom. It's even greater than that. And in order for us to evolve as humans into a higher level of humanity that we are capable of being and doing, we have to let go of a lot of these things that we consider just as real as this um, video screen in front of me. And that's challenging for all of us. And it creates an insecurity because the human brain says, well, what's real? What's not real anymore? And it goes back and forth and back and forth. And so the faster that does that, the more distant we become from what's truly happening. What I A word I came to me the other day was the word unsettled, and I don't think I've ever used that word in my life before. And that's what how I feel. It was in a group call, and I said I feel unsettled, and it's sort of like I've been traveling and traveling, but I don't know. Am I supposed to settle here? Am I in the right place? Look around. There's things I don't see. It's very empty in many ways. I'm looking for something, some epiphany to happen to say, "Oh, here it is in big bright lights. You're entering Las Vegas. Woohoo!" And it's not there. So I feel this feeling of being unsettled. That I'm traveling in my journey. I'm following the paths that have opened to me and guided me to be on them. And yet there's still this feeling of when will I arrive? And the question is, will we ever arrive? Or is life really always a journey? And so here we come with positive enablers. Where are the positive enablers in our life that are going to help us in a positive way to enable to be on this journey, to feel unsettled yet not fearful? So it's really interesting because when we settle into who we truly are, we begin to see a different self. It's not the self that we were as little children. It's not the self that our teachers and parents and uh, employers told us that we were and patted us on the back for, because they were enabling themselves. They were doing that to enable themselves and to make themselves feel good. We, in the midst of that, sometimes when we didn't follow what they thought, we were taken down a road where we felt unworthy. I'm just going to use the word unworthy. And based on that unworthiness, we've created um, ways to behave with each other, to uh, connect with each other that is totally unhealthy. And it's unhealthy because it's not around love. And love is really the key to all of this. It's coming back into a place of love where we feel comfortable with love. We feel comfortable with loving ourselves, and we feel comfortable with loving others, irregardless of who they are, what they are, where they were born, how old they are, how big they are, how small they are, what color they are, what sex they are. It doesn't matter. Those are all the differences. And the differences are based on each one of us has its own uniqueness. If we were all the same, it would be very boring. If we looked in the mirror and saw ourselves in everybody's face, um, hmm, I think I would get bored very quick and say, I don't think I want to be here. So there's a uniqueness in our uniqueness. And none of us are perfect. None of us are perfect. And yesterday at the Global Heart Team, I wrote these words because the topic was beautifully imperfect. And I'm going to read them to you because I think it's important for us to all recognize that there's a part of us that can switch off the thinking about our imperfection, and we can start to enable ourselves in a positive way. And if we can enable ourselves in a positive way, then we can certainly enable somebody else in a positive way. So it's all connected. It's like a giant puzzle. I know I often talk about the tapestry, but it's just this. You got found another piece. So this is beautifully imperfect in our personal heart. Let me move this over. Okay. Blessed is our uniqueness that catches the attention of others. For in all nature there is imperfection, which creates a field of attraction. In our heads, the desire to be perfect is a program of judgment and criticism. We then learn to fear love more, which diminishes our true self-worth. Our true self is within our heart and cannot understand fear or self-worth. One true self, it is. It is that which creates beauty and freedom to be our authentic self. Let go. Let go of all that hinders your authentic and fantastic presence. Take a deep breath. Let go of all that hinders your authentic and fantastic presence. And so this is where we come into being positive enablers. And it's to see our inner ability and to see from our hearts and offer kindness to others. I'll move my notes over here out of my way. So we want to move them out of the way because what they are is a blockage to our successful awareness of who we are in our heart as these beautifully imperfect beings. But there's a perfection in imperfection. And that's what we look at when we think of yin and yang. There's a positive and a negative. There's a balance. And that's what we need to come back into. And so as positive enablers, what we do for others is help to bring them back into balance. We're not here to fix them. They're not broken. We're not here to fix ourselves. We are not broken. We have just drifted away from the truth of who we are in our hearts. Those of us who love animals, can we love our animals more than our humans? Of course we can. Can we love nature more than our family sometimes? Of course we can. Does that make us bad people? No. Does that make us unworthy? No. We have the right to make our choices. But the key is, where do we find that love? Where do we find that joy? And is it pleasantly congregated, or is there a harmful issue in it? Some of us have a tendency to love too much. Can that be possible? It needs to be in balance. So if we are loving someone and they're not loving us back, that's not balanced. If we're doing anything that we love and not receiving love back, that's not in balance. It's really about coming back and being enablers for people to come back into balance. And we all have those moments of doubt. We all have those moments where our sovereign self is hidden so far deep within us that we're alone. We feel that loneliness. So each of us right now are being asked to dive deeper into the waters of our past, because everything that holds us back from being who we are now and in the future is all attached to the past. And to remove all of that, my notes were to remove all of that plastic that is choking us and limiting our ability to evolve. We're evolving. There's no harm in evolving. Things change, yet they remain the same. When we think about the pollution in the world, we have to recognize the pollution within us. We're not separated. We never have been. We can't live without Mother Earth. And Mother Earth will not live as who she really is, the mother of life, without something living on her. As we destroy the world around us, what are we doing? We are destroying ourselves, because we're all part of this. So we have to enable our minds to see what's beyond our knowledge. Knowledge is what's written, it's in these books, it's in these notes. It comes from our brain, we write it down, we put it into a form. The form is white with black hieroglyphs on it. Our ancestors did that in stones. Our ancestors did that with monuments and temples, and they left messages in all kinds of different writings all over the world that still today can't be deciphered. What were they saying? What were they trying to put into form to remind them who they were? This is where we're at. So, as positive enablers, awakening is happening. And you are all positive enablers. And if you're not, you can change. This is the gift. This is the gift of who we are. We're not stuck. The world would tell us we're stuck. We're never stuck. But we also don't have to rise in rage and anger. Because when we rise in rage and anger, we are no longer who we are either. We have forgotten completely who we are. And now we're acting a role that the world has laid upon us that says it's okay to kill. It's okay to make rules for other people and make them suffer if they don't follow them. Each one of us is a sovereign being. And by sovereign, I mean that we have the power to make the choices in our lives. And humanity wasn't created to be harmful and dangerous. Humanity is far more than that and has limited itself by its brain folly, the folly of power, the folly of leading somebody else, making the rules and regulations, this fantasy that everybody has to do what I say. This is the old paradigm. The new paradigm is accepting what's coming through you that's positive, recognizing what's coming through you that's negative, and saying, negative, you stay on the shelf. I'm taking the positive and going for a walk. You know, the negative, you no longer serve me, other than to remind me that I can be that if I choose you. But I have the power of choice. So, in closing today, very early, closing in day, I'm just going to remind you that you're far more potent and stronger than you've ever been taught or that you understand. And your understanding of the world and life and all of that has so much more to it that we haven't even discovered yet. This is evolution. We are changing as the caterpillar becomes the butterfly, as the dragonfly moves out of the water and grows wings. It happens throughout all of nature. Think about it. We just do it a little differently. We are different forms. We have different functions. But one thing to remember is that within our beautifully imperfect heart, we can all be positive enablers by offering our love to each other rather than living in fear of hunger and death. And you look around at the homeless and the starving, and what is their message? Because they're lazy, they're drug addicts, they're derelicts, they're the waste of the world. No, they're humans, just like us. They are just so far away from understanding the truth of who they really are that they can't see through the darkness. And here is us when we lose hope, when we lose strength, when we become sick, both mentally and physically. And we think drugs or medicine's going to make us better. It relieves symptoms or it covers symptoms. The the symptoms are always there, because the only way we can heal ourselves and each other is through our hearts and love and peace and light. So, my last words in my notes are let's see. Rise and shine and find what you can do to shift the human consciousness back into evolutionary spiraling and fullness. Bless you. Bless you all, and remember that you are loved. And I will honestly say that I love you. I don't know you. I don't know where you live. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you look like. But you are me. I am you. We are unity. We always have been. We always will be. Each of us unique in our own way, both ancestrally, physically, emotionally. We come together as humans here in Humanity Healing. Thank you, Humanity Healing, for the space to speak and hear. I missed you in the comments. I don't know why I'm seeing them. It says I'm live, so I have to accept that because that's what the machine is telling me. And if I'm not, then so be it. I love you. I thank you. I respect you. I am you. You are me. We are unity. One heart. One love. May each of you just take a deep breath. Come into a place of calm. And know that coming back into your full presence and offering your true self to everyone in the world is not about them. It's about you. See you next Friday. Blessings, everyone. May your week be well. May the temperatures moderate. May the rain fall on those dry areas. May we engage in positive thinking and positive change, not just for ourselves, for everyone. Aho, mitakoyawasi. Bless you. See you next Friday. Bless you.